problem with the pole. We have to actually adjust it. Broken.
I think they would check that out before.
Better fix it out and get a game day and it's not working right. That's
Right.
another
Put
bad.
the flag up
We
and it
don't
goes
want
right
that.
off.
We don't want that.
Well, you're early anyway. You have another week. Flag day's not next Friday. Right?
Just Flag Day tomorrow.
Oh, Flag day is tomorrow. So we did the burning of the flags.
Yeah,
The other one, not the
that was
retiring of the flags. Early.
That was just because the flag was. Thank you. I'd like to call the Special Commission on Veterans Affairs to order for June 13th, Thursday. It is about 4:38. Clerk, can I have the roll call, please?
Chair Fashardo,
Present.
Vice Chairman Taylor.
Here.
Officer Ianucci is absent. Kenneth Race is absent. Kasim Yarn.
Here.
We have 3 present and 2 absent. We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. So on the agenda before you, today we have 3 items to discuss. The first one is to discuss relative to additional members of the Special Commission on Veterans Affairs. We, last time when we talked about including and bringing some nomination forward, the names, particularly a female veteran. And we wanted to get some names so that way we can submit for at least bring it before the body of the city council. Does anyone have any names at this moment? Seeing that we don't have any names, we do have also a letter from Commissioner Kenneth Reese indicating that he is stepping down as it was stated before, that he couldn't serve at this time. So we have that letter on file. And it's an email that Aaron has to provide to the committee. Okay?
So noted.
All right. So I will encourage, if there's still time, if you have some names to put forward in terms of another veteran to serve on this committee, let me know. All right. Any questions regarding that?
If I may,
Yes.
I recommend, I know that the city of Providence has a list of all the veterans who some form of a exemption in the city. I recommend we utilize that list and canvass that list to see if there is a woman veteran that's on that list, if she's willing to serve in the capacity.
What list is that, sir?
So every city municipality maintains a list of veterans that are receiving some form of a tax exemption based on their veteran status. And that's held in the clerk's office. And it's open record.
Can we check that if we do have that?
We don't have that list here in this department. We don't keep
Not in the
that.
clerk's?
No, that would be.
What about in
That's it.
taxation? What about the tax
Taxation.
assessment?
It might be there. You can get with Darren on that and
So if we
see.
can put on the list that we can research that list on from the taxation department. Great, thank you for that suggestion.
Yes, sir.
Second item for discussion relative to veterans benefits in the city of Providence and the Rhode Island General Law 44-3-4 veterans exemptions. There is do we have a copy of that?
I sent it out to everybody at the last
Yes.
meeting. I sent it out, emailed everybody.
So Aaron had to be at another meeting. He had copies of that. Just asked him if he could forward it to us.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
So he didn't provide the copies to me.
She's here for Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I did not receive that as well.
Excellent. It was just, I just told him a few minutes ago, since he had a double duty for today. So you send out that link. I've reviewed it. Essentially, in the city of Providence, we don't have any exemption.
Correct.
So therefore,
What we do for the house, the home. There is an exemption, taxation,
it's only,
taxes, the house taxes.
it's only like, it doesn't have, it's not clear how much it is. And that,
I know
based on the
John
state
agrees
law,
because we went out today and we talked about it. He was saying he was the first one to put in for,
for the
way
exemption.
back when, yeah, when he was council, exemption for veterans.
Well, according to that state law, and when I reviewed it,
Oh, not the state law, I'm talking about Us in the city.
Us.
City
Well, we
did.
don't give any other exemption. How much do you think
No.
Providence will give?
Probably not much.
It says minimum at least $1,000, but the law doesn't stipulate how much it is. Are you aware of any?
I'm not, I'd be
Counselor?
happy to do some research for the next meeting. Are you thinking that you would like to propose an ordinance about it?
Well, I think there already is one in, but this would be like probably 20 years ago.
Okay, yeah,
So-
because this year, the general law, of course, would be pursuant to a state law.
Right,
I'm not aware of a city ordinance.
There is something in that,
Yes,
because I
okay.
remember he put that in there.
so Aaron indicated, did you have
Yeah,
anything?
so he basically told me before the meeting, just to let you know, so that in order to allow any exemptions for Providence veterans, they have to amend the state law, which he said they're gonna work on come January, in the new section, and then once the state law is amended to like basically include Providence, then they can do an ordinance. for the city.
So just to jump in real quick there. So just point of order,
Yes.
just
you
for
may-
the federal, I'm very versed in this topic here.
Yes, please.
So from the state perspective, we have enabling legislation. So
Mhm.
all the city municipality has to do is to get it cleared,
Mhm.
and the municipality will put in a bill, the sponsor, it'll go through the general assembly with no problem. Because we do enabling legislation because it's up to the municipality. We don't dictate policy at the state level.
Right.
We don't, so we found upon non-funded mandates. So if the city or town proposes through their legislature,
Their
legislative
ordinance.
body, the
Mhm.
ordinance, then we will, of course, this general assembly will pass with flying colors.
So can you do some
fine.
research and also just look at what will be our options in terms of what type of and how much of an exemption we would consider?
Absolutely.
So the document I provided a couple months ago, it lists all by state, by
By city,
municipality, by city,
municipality.
town, who it provides what.
Yeah,
Okay, if I give you my card today, would it? be-
actually,
Sure.
do you have that link?
I was just gonna go look real quick, because
Okay.
I think I was looking at it yesterday, actually, I haven't worked with the Veterans Affairs or anything before, but like, I was just curious about it when I was looking
All
at the
right.
document.
So what we'll do is we'll forward it to you.
Thank you very
Yeah.
And
much.
that way you can have all the information, and for our next meeting, we can look at what sort of language can be proposed, whether it's at the state level, and then also look at the city ordinance and to discuss at what level in terms of an exemption that we can provide for veterans in the city of Providence. If,
Excellent.
and if we are providing any type or form of
Presently,
exemptions.
yes.
Yeah.
Are there exemptions that the committee has in mind that they might like to direct my attention to in particular?
I recommend that we look at the other cities and towns and relatively compare what the other major cities are doing, the Cranstons, the Johnstons, the North Providence, and Warwicks of the world. And then let that be our gauge in that regard. And then we'll get to an informed decision by seeing what the other cities and towns are doing.
If you wanna look, I have it right here.
And then, that's okay, if we can, for the
I'll
next
send it
meeting,
to
we
her.
can do that. And then we can gauge what the appetite is in
Yes.
terms of the budgets that we're dealing with at the finance level of what type of exemption we can provide for our veterans.
Correct.
Right? So if you could do that, that'd be great.
I will do that, Chairman.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
I just texted Gina, she put in levy 1 second, so she's checking.
Okay. Okay. Item number 3, discussion relative to the objectives and future topics of commission. So on this item was specifically, what we want to discuss was a couple of things. One is the up and coming Veterans Day ceremony of the month, and look at the calendar and choose a date that we want to have our Veterans Day here at City Hall. And Director, do you have any particular dates that are off the table based on the calendar that you have, but also on the state calendars based on the events that are held on during that time for Veterans Weekend or during Veterans Month.
Yes, sir. So right now it's on the 11th of November, which is a Monday. That's aligns with the normal holiday policies in the state. And so it essentially, a lot of the municipalities, they do a parade. So it's really a 3-day event and they try to decouple them. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
And there will be a parade on one of those days. Normally those parades start around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning in that regard. So what I do for example, on Veterans Day on the 11th, I hold my event, the statewide event, till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Because that allows everyone to participate in their municipality events or a neighboring municipality in as well. Like for example, Westerly, they partner with another, because it's a 2-state event for them. And so they utilize, that normally happens on a weekend because it tells them to connect with this neighboring town in Connecticut. Whereas, like, for example, the city of East Providence, they do their event on that day. And a lot of municipalities do as well. And they normally talk from either 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. And so I decouple my event to 2 o'clock to allow everybody to participate in that capacity too. But you are going to bump up against competing requirements because a lot of events are happening on or about the same time frame on Veterans Day. And I would caution you today, if you can do it on Veterans Day, it's great because it's a statewide holiday and it makes it easier in that regard too as well. But you're going to find competing requirements on that day with other municipalities as well. What some other municipalities have done to mitigate that, they decouple it from the 11th and they do it either that Saturday or the Sunday prior to. It's really up to the municipality based on the needs of their constituents, which day they prefer.
So a couple things, a couple things, rolling back if we can. Gina said they get $153 off their taxes. That's it. Nothing nowadays, but let's,
Nowadays, yesterday, I mean,
I don't know when,
I
I don't
will,
know
like I
when it
said,
got put in, but that's what it was.
and so
That's-
before we pass judgment on the city of Providence, let's look at what those other cities
Yeah.
are doing.
No, but I
And
just want to let you know, there is something in there. It's not
Yeah.
much, but
Right. So
there is
So
an
that-
ordinance in there. It's $153.
Some people do 750, 1,000, 4,000.
Yeah.
Depending on
So
how
that's-
generous.
and more
they
than
are.
that.
Exactly.
That's what that is. The other thing is that when John was here as president, just a suggestion,
John, who,
John Iglios, he was president, he had, his last day, I think it was, or not, his last week here, he had a guy come in from Silver Lake, he was like 90 some years
Yes.
old, which the guy's still alive. He came in, he gave him a award of from Silver Lake, and it was like the council meeting before Veterans Day, which we could do November 7th if you want to do something. It's not gonna have time to parade this year.
yeah, no.
So, but if you wanted to do something, maybe incorporate like he did to do, maybe more than one veteran, or try to, once we get that list of veterans, we can figure out who the oldest ones are or something to, I don't know. Or maybe get one from each, one from war, yeah, either war or maybe pick the war and then see if who's alive, like, from Navy, you know what I mean? From Providence, obviously. I don't know, just a suggestion.
Absolutely.
And that way
I
we're not
mean-
bumping up because he's gonna be a busy guy. Well, I'm making another day for
We're
it.
all
We
busy.
can pick a day.
But
We're all
no, but I'm
busy.
just saying, we're not bumping up against anybody else on a Thursday.
It does make it easier if you, especially when if you want to invite the congressional delegation too as well. And other general officers too participate. You have those options by doing it on a different day.
And last year, we actually conducted our Veterans Day on the 16th, so it was after. So we could do it before or after.
Correct.
I see that just for our own information is that it would make sense also either before or after. Seeing that there's a lot of events taking place on Veterans Day, but also it's a very congested weekend.
The only reason I
and so-
say the 7th is because you're gonna have a council meeting and then do it after you have the council
We
meeting.
could, yeah, we could do that.
Instead of people, help people out, they don't need to be here, they're not gonna come.
Then the other, on the other end is that it bumps into Thanksgiving, so.
Right.
So what about, your suggestion doing it on the 7th? Reckon you're good with that?
I'm good with that.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, we do something on the 7th.
The motion is to have a Veterans Day
Have a Veterans
event.
Day event.
The second Veterans event on the council
November
chamber
7th.
on November seventh, two
After
thousand.
the council
and
meeting,
24.
or during the council meeting, we could do it.
I would recommend on say second.
Was that?
I recommend on say second,
Yeah, all right,
because you open yourself up for aperture in terms of, okay, why is it second? Why are we not doing this? What have we done past several years?
yeah,
So
Okay.
let's take it off the table.
that's
So they
right.
give them an opportunity to propose at your program.
Okay.
To say our annual.
Veterans annual event,
Okay.
veterans event on the seventh of November, 2024.
Okay.
And we'll talk about the details as we get closer. Sounds good? Any other subject that you would like to discuss during this meeting?
Well, we're
In
gonna need a
relative to
list.
our objectives?
We're gonna need that list of veterans in the city, right?
And we'll,
Tax assessor.
Taxes, yeah.
so for the next meeting, we'll review the list that provided to us, and also if there are other names that we could come up with. We're also going to be reviewing the information that's going to be provided by our city solicitor. Last name,
Skolnick.
Solomon.
Yes, and Chairman,
Yes.
I was just able to pull up the general law that is in today's agenda, 44-3-4. It does appear to be, on first glance, enabling legislation that does allow each municipality in the state of Rhode Island to exempt from taxation the amount of $1,000, except in certain enumerated municipalities where that exemption is increased.
Right.
I'm seeing, for example, some municipalities such as North Kingstown, where the exemption is as much as $10,000.
Mhm.
That's why I live at.
Gloucester, $30,000.
Full disclosure, I live in North Kingston.
Yes,
Providence is not one of the enumerated municipalities.
correct.
So I'm not sure why the amount of, I think Councilman said that it was 153,000. I'm not exactly sure where that comes from. I will look into that.
Yes,
But upon reviewing this statute, it does appear that the city would have authority from the state to exempt at least $1,000.
exactly,
Correct.
correct.
And so we may need an ordinance to put that into effect.
So we'll have
First,
a
we'll
more
find out
of
how
a,
many there are.
This is correct. Might break the budget. when you-
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
how many actually live in the city? Like,
Right. so that's the
big money.
the conversation that we're gonna have to have, depending on what's the appetite in terms of the budget, how many, and what are the other criterias that we should look at to give that benefit. Sounds good? Thank you. All right, seeing no further, any other discussion, any further business?
What is our plan for next month's meeting? Because I will not be here. 2 days. I don't know what you're looking at. I won't be here the 19th. The week of the 19th.
Next meeting.
I'm
In
sorry,
July,
The
you-
week, yeah, the week of, yeah, we're not here like in July. The week of the 18th, is it Thursday?
The second, we normally do the second
Second,
Tuesday,
is the
second
11th.
Thursday of the month, right?
11th, I'll be good.
So it'll be the 11th.
Oh, yes, I'll be here.
And what are we doing with August? We're not having anything, right? Because we're getting.
No meeting in August. And
That's the council's off that month.
yeah,
So, you know,
A lot of my
And
events
then-
are covered there.
we'll have the September, which is
12th.
12,
oh, yeah,
and October,
10th.
we're looking at the 10th.
Mhm.
And then for November, we'll have the 7th.
Yep.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
We have those dates.
Can we get the invitations soon? I don't know who's supposed to send the invitations out for the calendar invites.
Can we get, arrange that with
Yeah, we can-
Stephanie or our clerks?
Sending them out ahead of time, or
That way I can populate on my calendar, that way I have them.
I will give it to Tina tomorrow, because she populates them, so
Please.
I'll get her to send it.
Great.
You-
So no meeting July 11th?
There
July
will
11th,
be-
There will be.
July.
Yeah.
No August meeting.
Okay.
No August meeting.
If we could have that stuff by July,
Yeah,
if we wait, it's gonna be September.
before then. We'll have our already three things that we have to have, so that way we can evaluate it.
Yeah.
Send it out, and we'll have a more fruitful discussion and make some preliminary decisions on what kind of benefits we can advocate for our veterans. Sounds good?
Good.
Any further discussion?
Most of John.
No further discussion. The motion has been made and second. Decision is unanimous.
It would-
We're adjourned.
10, it would be 5:10.